Have you ever pondered the paradox of effortlessness in life, the art of not forcing anything? This, dear listeners, is the Enigma of Wu-Wei, a powerful concept in Taoist philosophy that challenges our common notions of action and effort. Dive with me into the depths of this ancient wisdom where we'll explore the mystery of non-doing. You see, Wu-Wei isn't about inactivity or laziness, but rather it's about aligning with the natural flow of life, about knowing when to act and when to let things unfold in their own time. It is the art of effortless action, the secret to moving with the rhythm of life. Now let's break it down. Wu in Chinese means not or without, and Wei translates to doing, performing, or making. So Wu-Wei is often interpreted as non-doing or non-action. But it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not a call for us to become passive spectators of life. No, it's a prompt to engage with life in a more harmonious way, to dance with the ebb and flow of existence. Enter Alan Watts, a remarkable British philosopher, writer and speaker who is best known for his ability to convey and interpret profound Eastern philosophies for Western minds. He had a knack for distilling complex ideas into digestible wisdom, and his interpretations of Wu-Wei have illuminated this concept for countless individuals across the globe. Watts described Wu-Wei as the way of intelligent spontaneity, where one trusts and surrenders to the wisdom of life itself. He saw it as a way to live in harmony with the universe, to move with the current of life rather than against it. He suggested that our struggle to control and force outcomes often disrupts this natural flow, causing unnecessary strain and struggle. Alan Watts often posed the question, how does one try to not try? This, my friends, is the paradox at the heart of Wu-Wei, a question that invites us to explore deeper into the art of non-doing, into the enigma of effortless action. And it's a question we'll continue to unpack in this journey. Alan Watts proposed that the principle of Wu-Wei doesn't mean doing nothing, but rather doing things naturally. A British philosopher, Alan Watts, was a key figure in popularizing Eastern philosophy in the West. He had a particular fascination for the Taoist principle of Wu-Wei, which he interpreted as effortless action. Watts believed that Wu-Wei was not about inactivity or passivity, but rather about aligning oneself with the flow and rhythm of nature. He often used everyday examples to explain this concept. One of his favorites was the effortless functioning of the human heart. Just like our hearts, which pump blood without any conscious effort or force on our part, Watts believed that we too could live in such a manner with a kind of ease and naturalness without forcing things. He also loved to draw parallels with the spontaneous growth of trees. A tree doesn't strive to grow, it simply does, as a natural response to the sunlight, soil and water around it. In much the same way, Watts proposed that we too could live and grow, not by struggling or striving, but by responding naturally to the circumstances and conditions of our lives. For Watts, the principle of Wu-Wei was a call to a kind of life that moves with the grain of things, in harmony with the natural order of the universe. It was a gentle reminder that we don't always need to push and pull, to strive and struggle. Sometimes the best course of action is to simply let things take their own course. This is not to say that Watts advocated for a life without action. Rather, he was a proponent of action that is spontaneous and unforced. Action that arises naturally and effortlessly from a deep understanding and alignment with the way things are. In essence, Alan Watts saw Wu-Wei as a way to live in harmony with the universe, to flow with the current of life rather than constantly swimming against it. As Watts once said, muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone, and so it is with life. Sometimes the most potent action is no action at all. But how do we incorporate the principle of Wu-Wei into our daily lives? How do we leave the water alone? To truly understand the power of Wu-Wei, let's delve into the wisdom of Alan Watts. Watts advised us to stop trying to control everything. It's not about inaction, but rather about action that is in harmony with the flow of life, action without unnecessary force. Imagine you're in a river. You could struggle against the current, wasting energy and getting nowhere. Or you could float, let the river carry you, trusting the current to guide you. This is the essence of Wu-Wei. It's about moving with the current of life, not against it. It's about trust. It's about letting go. But don't mistake this for passivity or laziness. The principle of Wu-Wei is not about doing nothing, but about doing what is required in a natural, unforced way. It's about finding that sweet spot between too much effort and not enough. It's about letting things happen, rather than forcing them to happen. When we apply this principle to our lives, we begin to experience a reduction in stress. The constant need to control everything fades away. In its place, we find a calm acceptance of what is and what will be. Creativity, too, blossoms under the influence of Wu-Wei. When we're not forcing ideas or solutions, we open ourselves to an expansive field of possibilities. We start to see opportunities where we previously saw obstacles, and there's more. By practicing Wu-Wei, we find ourselves in greater harmony with nature. We start to understand that we're not separate from the world around us, but an integral part of it. We learn to move with the rhythms of nature rather than against them. We become more attuned to the natural flow of life. The power of Wu-Wei in our lives is transformative. It shifts our perspective, changes our approach, and ultimately enhances our experience of life. In the words of Watts, nature is always at ease with itself. Be like the nature, be like water. Alan Watts left us with a profound understanding of Wu-Wei, the art of not forcing anything. Watts taught us to appreciate the flow of existence, to navigate life's currents with grace rather than brute force. He believed in the power of effortless action, the beauty of responding to life as it unfolds, rather than trying to shape it to our will. Watts's perspective on Wu-Wei wasn't about passive surrender, but rather an active engagement with life's rhythms. It was about finding the sweet spot between effort and surrender, where we can dance with life rather than fight it. His advice was simple yet profound. He urged us to let go of our need to control, to trust in the inherent wisdom of nature and the universe. And so, as we navigate the currents of life, perhaps we can find solace in Watts's wisdom and learn the art of not forcing anything, the art of Wu-Wei.